welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a mental health check-in. Before we get started in this video, I just wanted to remind everyone that I'm trying to do a 100 subscriber Q&A. You can leave your questions in the comments of this video, or if you would like to do it anonymously, there is a link in the description of this video where you can leave your questions anonymously. So thank you guys for that, and let's continue with the video. I want to do this because I feel like mental health is really important, and sometimes we just need to check in on ourselves. You know, it's okay not to be okay, and everyone's mental health journey is different, and sometimes we just need to check in with ourselves. So currently, I'm doing pretty okay. I went through a kind of anxiety-ridden time last week, or 2 weeks ago technically, and I did a class for the first time, an in-person class for the first time since I was in 10th grade, and it was a 2-day, well, technically 3-day class, and it was like 8 or 9 hour classes, so it was a lot for me, and it was something new, so I had a lot of anxiety. It was more so like the first day I had anxiety, a lot of anxiety, and then the second day I was okay, and then the third day was the test, so I had anxiety because of the test. But I did okay, I passed, which is really cool, so I'm feeling pretty good about myself right now. So just think about, like, what are you feeling right now? Are you doing okay? Are you stressed? Are you relaxed? Are you anxious? Just take a minute to, like, think about that. Okay, so now I'm gonna ask myself some questions, but I want you guys to think about the questions, or the answer to the questions, as well. So that way you can kind of do like a check-in for yourself. So how are you feeling today, really? So today, currently, I'm feeling kind of I have a headache. I took medicine for it just a little bit ago, but it hasn't kicked in yet. And I'm kind of feeling a little slow today. Not really wanting to do much. And it took me a while to get out of bed, so not feeling like my best today. So what's been on your mind lately? A lot of what's been on my mind lately is just kind of the stress and anxiety about getting like a real job. This class that I took, it was to get a job to be a property assessor, and I'm going to be applying soon, and that's really scary for me. I've never had like a real job. I've done babysitting, I've done dog sitting, I've applied to jobs, but I've never like gotten any. So, you know, I've let my anxiety hold me back a lot. So getting a real job is quite scary, and it's been on my mind a lot. Have you taken time to care for yourself lately? Kind of, I would say. I do a lot of hobbies as it is, and I feel like a lot of the times I nurture like the more artistic and creative side of my brain than I do anything else. But physically taking care of myself, I've started, I know you guys probably have noticed it throughout videos, but I have a large patch of scars on my arm around my tattoo. You can see all the red. I recently bought some scar cream for that. I have an issue with picking. Right now, it's specifically like hair, like plucking hair. And when I got my toothless tattoo, the tattoo artist dry shaved it, and I got like a lot of ingrown hairs. And I don't know if you know, but the more you pluck ingrown hairs, the more they grow back. So I started plucking them when I got the tattoo, and I haven't been able to stop myself. It's something I'm working on. But getting scar cream to fix, well, not fix them, because obviously, but they're healed, and I'm hoping the scar cream will help the scarring. So that's the way I've taken care of myself lately. Okay, the next question is there anything stressing you out that you need to acknowledge? Basically, like I said, the job thing is stressing me out. I do have some dog sitting gigs coming up that I always get nervous for dog sitting gigs. I don't know why. Nothing ever happens. I always get nervous about that. So, yeah, that's what's been stressing me out lately. Alright, so now we're going to talk a little bit about, like, emotional health, how you're feeling, like, emotionally. And like I said, like, right now, I'm pretty neutral. I'm not very anxious. Besides, like, I mean, I'm naturally an anxious person, so me being anxious is nothing new, honestly. I am a little bit more anxious about the dog sitting coming up, the job stuff. Emotionally, I'm feeling okay. Physically, sleep is not very good right now. It's just not doing very well sleeping. I'm either like staying up too late and sleeping too late, or like I'm having dreams the whole time, and you know, when you have dreams you wake up and you don't feel rested at all. Also, like, eating has been not so good. I was doing really well for a while where I was like meal prepping and eating healthier, and now I feel like because of like the stress of everything I've been through the past couple weeks, like anxiety leading up to the test and the class and everything, I began to like stress eat more. And of course I'm not going to stress eat like carrots or something. I stress eat carbs. That's my big thing. Eating hasn't been doing so well. Sleep not been doing so well. And then like social health. See, I don't have friends, and I say that and I'm being very truthfully honest. I don't have friends. I don't know how to make friends and keep friends. Something I've had a hard time with my whole life. And so social health, I tend to stick more with my family. You know, I just visited my dad's side of the family on Saturday for the holiday, and yeah, so social health isn't the best either. Not the best. So, coping strategies to deal with mental health. One of the big things that like helps me is talking to my therapist. I see her once a week for an hour, and I always feel a lot better after I talk with her. I tried doing journaling, and I'm able to do it consistently for like a couple weeks at a time, and then like I go like months without doing it. It just doesn't help me as much as like talking through things. You know, a lot of the self-care I do is mostly like through hobbies, painting, reading, writing, playing The Sims, YouTube, and planning out my YouTube videos. Even though kind of stressful, still, you know, helps, or it's fun to me. I like doing like the creative side of things, like making thumbnails and my intros and coming up with ideas and stuff like that. And it's totally okay to like take time for yourself and do those self-care things that you don't do on a daily basis. It's totally something you should do, is take time for yourself. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about some tips for maintaining mental health. One of the things is like little daily habits you can do. Staying hydrated is always good. I always have my trusty water bottle with me. I drink like between 1 and 2 of those a day, sometimes more. You know, setting aside time for hobbies every day, even if it's just 30 minutes, that can be good for maintaining your mental health. And then an important one to maintain mental health is boundaries, which I'm going to do another video about setting boundaries and everything. But setting boundaries can be very, very important for your mental health. If you're feeling like your mental health is not very good, please reach out to a therapist or the hotline. I know currently in the US our hotline I think is down, but I think other countries are allowing Americans to use their helplines. I'll post more information about that in the description of this video, so if you do need help, you will have the resource to do that. You know, asking for help is like a sign of strength. It's not a weakness. It's something that I really had to like ingrain into my brain, is that like asking for help is totally okay. It does not make you weak. It does not make you any less than. And asking for help is literally, it could save your life. So if you're feeling like, you know, you can't do it anymore, reach out for help. You know, you can share in the comments how you're feeling right now. We can have a little bit of a conversation if you'd like, or you can check in with someone that you trust if you don't want to put it on the internet. Totally understand. And then if you have any self-care tips, please make sure to leave them in the comments to help not only myself but other people that are watching and reading the comments. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment for more videos, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.